There we go. Welcome in, everybody, to Final Fantasy XIV Online with Mistwalker Lunara. Let us have a quick look. We're reporting to Minfilia at the Waking Sands, but not before I check a couple of things. I need to make sure that we've done our prerequisite quest, because if I remember rightly, let me just grab that over there. Grab this over here. We'll put in main scenario and pull up the Final Fantasy XIV Online wiki, which will give me a lovely list of main scenario quests. And then I'm going to type in this one. Now, don't be like that. There we go. I know. We are in the 7th Astral Era quest. We're in patch 2.1. Patch 2.1. Really? Right, so we've just finished A Realm Reborn. We're not yet at Heavensward. Okay, that does help me a lot. Let's get rid of that, so I know where I'm at. Over to, what are we doing? We are checking to see what we've got unlocked in our duty finder, because I know what's coming and I'd like to be prepared. We're going to jump into trials. We're going to check. Oh Lord, have we done this? Right, we need to get that done. We've done that. Oh my gosh, that's so good. But we also need to get this done. I know, I want to level, but I also want to make sure I'm in the queue long enough for it to pop. Sigh. It being a Saturday morning and me having started streaming late, it's actually 6:04. Normally I've been streaming for at least an hour by now. The world fell apart, you know how it goes. 2 sick people in the house. Not including me. Radio, what are we doing? We are jumping into Duty Finder because we can. We're going to go and see, I know, so torn. Why don't we play with fire? Let's see if Bowl of Embers Hard will pop for us. We are White Mage level 60. That will do beautifully. We're going to go and check 22 minutes. Yeah, we'll be lucky if it's only 22 minutes. To give you some background, I play in Materia, which is the Oceania data center. And it's very early on a Saturday morning. So a lot of people will have been up late last night playing after the update, because for us it finished at 8 p.m. or provided it didn't go late, because I wasn't up that late. Because I'm up early, so I go to bed earlier. But I mean, one of my guild masters was not for this character. Was I mean, he posted a post with his latest weapons, his latest shinies from the Crescent. At about midnight. So that gives you an idea to some of the time that the Australians will play at in order to just get a run. So, yes. Anyway, woes and wows aside, let's get in. I'm playing a White Mage. We do know kind of maybe sort of possibly Bowl of Embers. We are going to go through the cutscene so you guys can see the story, because it's exciting. Let me just have a look at the map. Yes, that's what I wanted to see. Uh-oh, that's not what I wanted to see. But anyway, we'll get it anyway, because we might as well. Let's have a quick chit-chat to Minfilia. Hope that she's voiced today, because my voice is creaky. No, she's not. Thank the gods you've returned, Mistwalker. After you left, I began to worry that I might have sent you to your doom. I take it our visitor proved elusive? Beg pardon? He was waiting for you? What did you do? What did he say? As it was, so shall it be again. Of when does he speak? And of what exactly? The words of this Elidibus portend much, but reveal nothing, save perhaps a measure of disdain for La Habrea. Ah, I had hoped for answers, but it seems I shall have to be content with a wealth of additional questions. You shall, my lady. Boom! Actually, let's have a look at our character, because there's a few things I want to get done. Okay. I know, I've done this before. Okay, I do have melding. I don't have deconstruction, but I do have a level 30 character. So there's a couple of things we need to do for our thing. I need to also check up N. N brings up your crafting book if you're playing keyboard and mouse. We are looking at Gleamer. Okay, so I did pick up the Gleamer Prism recipes from the dude. That's good. Which is probably why I have the crafting, because otherwise I wouldn't be able to learn them. We have some yokai medals. Are we equipped with our watch? Not as a white mage. White mage is all business, my friend. Alright, so when I play, I like to overlevel for the next section of story. So by the end of Heavensward, you usually hit about level 60. I like to be 60 before I start. Now I want to be 70 before I hit. We'll get there. Let's have a look at our other classes though, because I think we've been really, really neglectful of, oh my god. Right. Very, very neglectful of all our other classes. Oh gee. Wow. Thaumaturge, I find this the most frustratingly slow casting class ever. Usually by the time I get my area effect spell off, the tank has pulled all of the enemies that I'm aiming at. I've got it clustered, like I've got the thing in the center, and the tank's like, yes, I'm going to wall to wall. And down he goes the corridor, round the corner, and my spell goes, no, I'm not working now. It's like it was nearly at the end of the bar. And I'm like, I am such a useless DPS because I cannot get my spells off as a Thaumaturge in time. Although it does help if you load it up with lots of materia that speed it up. So let's have a look at that, shall we? Shift Control I for our budgies backpack. Savage Aim. No, we want spell speeds. We want the purples. Quick Arm, Quick Tongue. So we can speed ourselves up a little bit. But I think we're also finding at the moment that our crafting classes are lacking. I know I have been threatening to do a crafting thing for a while. And I've been threatening to pick up all of these. But if I do that, I'm going to clog my, what do you call that thing? It's a book. Quest journal. Okay. So White Mage has all their quests done. Botanist has quests to do. What's our gear level for Botanist? IL, sorry, no. Gear level, look, two things. Well, okay, gear level. Also your IL, but each item has an individual IL, and this is the average of all the ILs clonked in together. Okay? And you don't need to go through each character to work out what your IL is. You just go into your gear set list if you've set it up, and you can go down this little handy dandy list here, and you can see, why do I have 2 gunbreakers? Well, alright, I'm going to get rid of that. This could be make me a sad bunny. Let's click on this one, because that's the set that's still there. Right, nothing died, nothing broke, nothing ran away. Alright, anything else I've duplicated? No, I wonder what that was meant to be. Do I have Lancer in here? Yes, I do, under here. Lancer, Gunbreaker, Carpenter, Botanist. Where's Carpenter? Up there. Thaumaturge, Pugilist. Gladiator, Miner. Weaver, Goldsmith, Alchemist. See, I can't order this alphabetically, or sort it according to city, or sort it according to jobs. It drives me banana bat crazy. Fisher, have I got that in there? I'm really tired too, because I've got sick people and I'm the main carer in the house. So I'm going to apologise in advance if I let slip with a bad word or 3. I'm going to try not to though, because we don't do that if we can possibly help it. But yeah, the filters may not be working correctly today. What is that doing there? That's there because I don't know if I have my unicorn mount yet. Let's check that thing out. I do have my unicorn mount. Excellent. That does not need to be there anymore. Let's get rid of that. Boom. Okay. So what we're doing is we've got these main goals. Okay. Our main goals, a number of ways I like to play. I do like to multi-job. Like I like to have a lot of old jobs running. I like to kind of parallel at least one tank job, a DPS, and a healer class. I like to kind of get them going. so that when we get the very nice gifties of equipment later on that we get for side quests and for main story quests later on, I can actually have someone I can put them on, and I like doing that. I also like to have my crafters up, because it's handy for clearing your backpack for a start, and I just happen to like crafting for a second, and there are some really, really cool stories that are linked to your crafters. Also some very nice mounts and some minions and maybe some glam items, but you know, all put in together, it makes crafting quite an attractive thing to do. And the game is designed for all of these little bits to interlock. So if you just rush all the way to the end with one class and, you know, just focus on that one class to the exclusion of all else, then you miss a lot of other little bits that you can be doing along the way, and it gets kind of annoying to have to go back and redo them. Not that that's ever been a problem for me because I'm ADHD. So I like to look at older things and track them. So anyway, I know. So we've got that aspect. We've got our crafting aspect. We've got our multi-jobbing, our old jobs and whatnot. We've got our main story quests. We've got our side quests. There's a lot in this game to do. So if there's ever anything you guys want me to focus on, even if it's just for one stream, let me know in the chat so that I can focus on it. Otherwise, I'm going to be like a little flea on a hot tin pan, and we'll be hopping here, there, and everywhere maybe. All right, I think I've waffled on enough. We're here. Menphilia's here. We're in patch 2. Whatchamathingy. Let me check it. 2.1. Why don't we see if we can at least get to the end of patch 2.1? So we selected Regicide. No, we didn't. Build on the stone. We did. We selected Regicide and got through it really well. We've just finished the Gifted, and we are now heading into Build on Stone. Let's get that done, and that will be the end of patch 2.1, and we will try and get through most of patch 2.2 today. Maybe. It's going to be a long-ish, short-ish. I'll see how I go stream. Here we are. Oh, I know. Let's get to it. Menphilia, hi. You had something you wanted to say? Build on the stone. Menphilia has a final favour to ask of you. Let us set aside the matter of this Ascian until after we've completed our move to the Rising Stones. There is but one final favour I would ask of you before I depart. I believe I mentioned before that my father was a member of the Alamegan Resistance. The truth, however, is more complicated than that. As far as the Empire knew, he was their spy. He maintained the deception for nigh on half a decade, furnishing the Resistance with vital Imperial secrets while feeding his paymasters subtly conceived misinformation. When he died, some 15 years ago, my father left behind his journal, which I have closely guarded ever since. It contains every shred of information he and his agents could steal on what they believed to be the single greatest threat to Eorzea, the Primals. Its wisdom has guided me through the years, though there is much within I still do not understand. It is my hope that Urianger will fare better. Jeez, excuse me. Right. Oh, goodness me. Let's jump into the bowl of embers and see if we can remember what it's like to be a healer, given I've been tanking and DPSing most of the last 2 weeks. Oh, I apologise. Just about fell off. Ooh. Okay, I don't think we need to watch this bit, so let's... Okay, let's go. I'll roll these people up. Am I in party? Yes. Alright, come on. There's my tank. I have 2 tanks. Right, let's hit them with this. Let's hit everyone. That was rude. Look, will you just calm the farm? Let's fan those flames. Let's give everyone a bit of this. Who's out of range? One of my tanks. Whoa, get off that. That's what happens when you miskey something. Let's try again. Oh no, I'm badly positioned. There we go. My fellow white mage gets it. Alright, what else have I got here that can be useful? Let's do some of this and some of that. That's as sooner we don't need that. Do we need to put a barrier? Benediction. No, we don't need a benediction. Do we need to restore wind? Yes, we do. We're looking for spikes. Right, spikes, easy to see. I'm going to whack one of these on each of those. Is anyone taking this one down? No. How's everyone going? It looks like they could do with a little bit more of this. And maybe we don't need a raid wide heal yet. No, we don't. Everything else is going okay. Alright. I think someone needs a bit more wind up his tail. Let's go. Alright. And everyone needs a little bit more of this. Do we need to do a raid wide? Not yet. Oh, ow. No, I need to do a raid wide. Let's go. I know, I'm right under him. You need specific. I need specific. Everyone needs a bit of general help. Monster needs a bit of wind. Beautiful, whoever did that. That was lovely. Good game. Thank you, guys. I think my fellow healer did a wonderful job. Our tanks were great as well. Let's just hit that escape. Cutscene, find my player commendation. Well, looks like Curve gets a commendation for being a very good DPS. What did I just get? Did you guys not want that? Well, wow, okay. That's pretty awesome. Thank you. So, at the end of Ifrit Hard, like normal Ifrit, Bowl of Embers, there's no chest, there's no coffer, there's no chest, coffer, or let's get to it. Man, brain is not working today. Or any other specific item. Okay. But at the end of Ifrit Hard, there are two items that you normally have to bid on. Okay, so this is one of them. This is Ifrit Star Globe for the Astrologian. I don't think we've picked up... No, we have not picked up Astrologian yet. So that'll go into my... probably into my... If I can't put it in my armory, it'll go into my glamour chest until I pick up Astrologian and get them to level, what is it now? 50. This is our Inferno weapon coffer. Now, it gives us an item... Hang on. It gives us a weapon of IL 60. What's our current weapon IL? 255. So it would be a bit of a waste unless you're collecting each different weapon as you go. It would be a bit of a waste to drop it on our white mage. We don't have another level 50 character class though, do we? My bad. Let's just hit this. No. Oh yeah, we've got 60. We've got Gunbreaker. But I'm pretty sure their weapon level is also higher. I know. So basically, your Ifrit weapons are great for use, but they also are very, very pretty and make wonderful glams. So you can use them for your glams, which I may yet do. Will you get back into your gear? Alright, that is our first thing, and we should find we have another adventure unlocked. Maybe over here. Let's go. We're going to continue our main story questing for a little bit. I know, otherwise we've got August, September, October, November, December, and then January is when 8.0 comes out. So looking forward to that. I know. However, I would say 5 months, except for one small problem. We're on the 15th of August today in Australia. And that means we're halfway through the month, so we actually only have 4.5 months until, oh no, just let me do this bit. We only have 4.5 months until 8.0 comes out. We have on September the 8th, we have update 5.5 coming, which has Beastmaster. So we might go and poke that when it comes out. I know, I'm a little bit excited by the idea of that one. I've lost the plot entirely. Anyway, so there's a bunch of stuff coming. All right, I'll go and look it up. Actually, it's not 5.5, it's 5.6, I think. Or is it 5? No, what am I on? 7.56. Final Fantasy 14. Scheduled for September the 8th, 2026. Let's go have a look at the official wiki. Alrighty. Main scenario quests are coming. Oh my gosh, my main is going to have some fun. And the new limited job Beastmaster is coming. I am pretty excited to see all of that. I know. If we go over to the lodestone, it will give us some notes as well. So 7.5 notes. I'm actually just looking for 7.56 to see if there's any info on that yet. So new quests, in step, blah blah blah. So most of those are high-level quests that are coming through. For those of us who are still working our way toward Heavensward, we're going to have to move our patooties, is all I can say. But we also need to not rush it, and we need to enjoy the story as we go. Okay. Duty support will be added for the Dusk Vigil in Heavensward, and Shisui in Stormblood, and the Clytium in Dawntrail. They've made a few adjustments. I'm looking specifically for 7.56 updates. I'm not seeing like a split. Hairstyles. I know there's so many new things coming. We are really spoiled with this game. Really, really spoiled. They're adding some new weapons in Sigma Scape as well for Gunbreaker, Reaper, Viper, Dancer, Pictomancer, and Sage. So if any of those are your jam and you're looking for the weapons, that's where you find it. Wow. Okay, I should stop frolicking through that and let's get back to the story. Let's have a quick chit-chat to Urianger for Build on the Stone. I thought thee departed. To what end dost thou linger? Well, I have this book, you see, Warburton's journal. Nymphilia thought you'd like it. The father's final bequest, the daughter's lifelong labor. It is no small thing to surrender such a cherished memento. Well can I imagine the antecedent's pain. Upon mine honor, I swear to spare no effort in the study of these materials, lest my lady's sacrifice be in vain. Mistwalker, this is Nymphilia. Forgive me, but I could wait no longer. I have departed for the Rising Stones. If you have yet to... Once you have given the journal to Urianger, I bid you come to the 7th heaven in Revenant's Toll. Tataru will be there to show you inside our new headquarters. Assuming you have already attuned to it, you may wish to make use of our new Etherite in Revenant's Toll. After all, it is right on our doorstep. It is right on our doorstep. Alright, 2 important quests here. A lot of us will just rush through here and ignore all the quests. We really shouldn't. The king lives. Urianger wishes to speak with you about the royal return of good King Mogulmog the 12th. Oh no. Amongst Moogle kind, the legend of good King Mogulmog the 12th doth tell of a wise and magnanimous ruler. Alas, the entity thus summoned put the lie to this imagining with his brief and decidedly unpeaceful reign. 'Twas most disturbing for me to learn then that the Moggul's Guard have once more succeeded in placing their manic potentate upon his thorny throne. Methinks the agents of chaos doth lurk in the shadows of this deed. Only from the Asian's guileful intervention could they have called the king back from the ether with such haste. As ever, it falls to thee, to the blade born of light, to banish the paragon's dark ambition from our realm. The 12 only know what dire power doth corrupt the saviour of these gentle forest folk. Thy name hast been called, Mistwalker. The more moderate faction of the Mughals hath joined with the Order of the Twin Adder in an effort to open thee a path to the good king's domain. I bid thee make haste to the Adder's Nest, and once more pledge thine aid in deposing this royal myth made flesh. Right, depose him we will, but we have another thing to do over here. This is Papalimo. Papalimo's quests are very important for your progress through the patches 2.1 through 2.7. So make sure you keep up with them, otherwise you're going to have a bit of a delay that you would rather avoid. In for Garuda Awakening. Papalimo would have you vanquish Garuda, who has returned stronger and bloodthirstier than before. Oh, I've got to remember his voice. Ah, Mistwalker, I hear you have triumphed over Ifrit. Of course, this is no less a feat than I would expect of a warrior of light, but well done all the same. Now, I full had a mind to crack open a bottle of 1547 Bacchus, but the celebration must keep. Garuda, I'm afraid to say, has also returned. As you well know, Garuda's appetite for destruction far exceeds that of other primals. Not to dishearten you, but in her latest incarnation that appetite has become nigh insatiable. In the short time since her return, she has already wreaked tremendous havoc. You must send her back to the ether before she can do any more damage. In the meantime, Ida and I will assist in the Order of the Twin Adder in their recovery effort. When you previously faced Garuda, 'twas the Enterprise that bore you through the storm that shielded her domain. Well, that storm, is as a spring breeze beside what she has raised this time. No airship could hope to penetrate it. And so we must count ourselves fortunate that the Order of the Twin Adder chanced to discover a beastman Aetheryte leading to the Howling Eye. Before you do aught else, I suggest you pay a visit to the Adder's Nest and have words with Commander Hulwa. He will be able to tell you about the said Aetheryte, among other things. Make no mistake, the Lady of the Vortex will prove a formidable opponent, but I believe that you can weather the storm. May the 12 keep you safe. Alright, which reminds me, let's go into C for character, let's go into profile. We are a Storm Sergeant 3rd class, and we need to actually increase that because that unlocks other opportunities that we're going to need, and also crafting mats. And there was one other really... Oh, gear. There's some good crafting gear locked in behind these ranks. We just have to put the effort in. Add it to the list because there's... See this one over here? Reputation. We have not been keeping up with our societal relations for our beast tribes, allied societies, and we do have an allowance for these every day that we should be doing. I just can't cram it all into one stream. Basically, with this game, you need to pick your battles. So you pick what you want to focus on, and then you stick with that until you've done that as your primary. So, for instance, we can do 12 beast tribe quests per day, or allied society quests per day. So you do your 12, and then you go on to whatever your secondary focus is. So you decide what your focus is going to be. Otherwise, there's so much in the game that it can get really, really, really overwhelming. Let's go to the Adder's Nest. Do I have... Okay, that's set for Limsa. Let's not do any jogging that we don't need to. Let's go to New Gridania. And we'll head on that way. I know, I'm actually kind of excited and having trouble focusing. Kind of excited and having trouble focusing as a result. I know, slow down, the words will come. It's all good. Alrighty. So hang on, what's the benediction? That restores everything. Yeah, so that's our emergency thing. We have regen, which we put on. I normally put that on my DPS, physical DPS melee as well. If they get too dented. Dragoons and samurai and pugilists are really bad for it. Gotta look after them. Oh, in for Garuda Awakening. Ah, Mistwalker of the Scions, we're grateful for your aid. As you will already know, the accursed Ixol have summoned Garuda once more. Since her return, she has wasted no time unleashing her fury upon the region. Extensive damage has been reported in both the Twelveswood and Curthis. She must be stopped and soon, lest more lives be lost. In the name of the Elder Seedseer, I humbly request you put an end to her reign of terror. As in the past, Garuda keeps her court within the Howling Eye, which is perpetually protected by a raging tempest. Fortunately, we have learned of an alternate way into her domain. The Ixol have constructed an aetheryte within Natalan, their stronghold in the central highlands of Curthis. This aetheryte will take you to Garuda's tempestuous realm. Right. We owe this discovery to the Ishgardians, who the Elder Seedseer says desired to repay the kindness you showed them for the sake of our people, as well as theirs. May your mission be met with success. Alright, and you had something else you wanted to speak on, Versailles? Mistwalker of the Scions, glad I am to see you. I assume you have been apprised of the situation regarding the Mughal monarch. After your previous deposal of the king, Kuplo Kop approached the Mogul's guard and attempted to convince them of the error of their ways. Unfortunately, it appears his efforts at persuasion had rather the opposite effect. The royal sentries reportedly flew into a frenzy and focused their righteous indignation into a new summoning ritual. Mayhap it was the unwavering intensity of the Mogul's guard's prayers, but the king has returned to the forest, enveloped in an almost blinding aura of majesty. Kuplo Kop tells us that this dauntingly maniacal avatar has taken to calling himself Great King Mogulmog XII. Suffice it to say that the Elder Seedseer is willing to condone the necessary act of regicide. For the safety of all who dwell within the Twelveswood, it has been decided that the king must fall. A certain member of the Elder Seedseer's personal guard has already escorted Kuplo Kop to the ward that shields the monarch's domain. Those among us with the ability to see the Mughals are often in high demand, but, considering the urgency of your mission, our leader felt it best to expedite matters. Pray make your preparations and set out as soon as you are able. Kuplo Kop awaits you in the bramble patch in the East Shroud. Alrighty, let's have a look at this. I'm going to go see. I'm going to check our gear to see if there's anything we've missed in updating it. Nope. We are going to... I know, thinking. We do not have any more White Mage quests until Heavensward. Right, so this class is actually finished. The only thing I'm doing with it mostly is to expedite it, and I also do not have a secondary class that I can jump to. No, not confident enough with tanking or with Gunbreaker. I need to play with that a lot more. So we need to level up these to get them. I mean, if I had Gladiator up, I might be tempted. Although I've never off-tanked. I might have to watch a few videos to see how that works in that particular scenario. Sometimes I watch the videos, sometimes I go in blind. But I'm finding if you're tanking, it's probably best to watch the videos and get half a clue. Whole clue is even better, but they're very rare. Where are we going? Because I'm waffling and we need to fix things. Okay, Aetheryte Natalan. Okay, let's go do that one. In for a Garuda Awakening. We are going to zip on over to Camp Dragonhead. We are going to thank the powers that be that we can fly and we do not have to run through the snow and the maze that is the camp for the exile. At least I think we can fly. Oh yeah, there we go. We're going to find our little green arrow in for a Garuda Awakening and we're going to follow it. We're going to try not to get lost. Good luck. See that saddle? We're going to go through that. Okay. Well, we're going to try because there is a definite ceiling. So you've got to pick your low points in the mountains to get through. There's a couple of points on the map, on different maps where you can do that. That shiny rock over there, that looks exactly like what we're chasing. Oh, look at these fates down here. No, we don't have our watch on. Oh. I am 4 or more levels above the fate. I'm not level syncing. I'm going to be grateful. I know. I'm looking for the big bad. A lot of these fates... Okay, Inspector Hatchet. Right, a lot of these fates are hunt targets. So if you're doing the hunt targets for your grand company, these are the fates you've got to watch for them. And my head is well and truly in the way. Yeah, let's pop that thing over there. All right. So I'm just going to tap on, bring my pony back in. Hand. Oh, wow. See, unicorns can climb. All right. We get 719 storm seals. I did forget to see something else. And now, if we have a look, the Howling Eye Hard is now accessible. Because we need to get that done, let's just grab our duty finder. Come here, duty finder. We're in our white mage because that's what we'll run it as. We are going to clear our selection. Did you just get your fluffy tail back here, bird? Alright, the Howling Eye Hard, we're going to grab that thing and we're going to join that. We'll nail these down one at a time. Now we don't really need to fly anywhere. We need to go to the Bramble Patch, so we want to go to the Hawthorn Hut. So, and now he's standing on my head. Bird, you and me, we're going to have a chat about your manners later. I know, just because you're a big brave war steed does not mean you get to sit on my head. Okay, you are not a chicken. Or light, for that matter. You weigh a freaking ton. You're going to have such a sore neck out of that. Anyway, now that I've completely waffled in another direction, let's grab our mount again. Oh, that's subtle. And we're going to follow this arrow. The king lives into the Bramble Patch. And we're going to double check our direction because I'm terrible at this mostly. Alright, we don't want to scratch our paint, so we're going to just fly on over here a little bit carefully. I hear crows. I think I can drop into the next, the next bowl that's over here. Boom. Have a quick chit chat to Kuplo Cop.
Oh, I knew you'd come. At least I was hoping, Kupo. Not long ago I had a stern word with the Moggles Guard about the dangers of turning pleasant fairy tales into disturbing reality. But they insisted that the intimidating force that is good King Moggle Mog the 12th, may his scepter of judgment ever command our respect, is exactly the sort of savior we need. The Moggles Guard are afraid, Kupo, afraid of how the forest has changed, afraid of the never-ending conflict, afraid that we Muggles have no place in this new world. I am scared of all those things too, but the thought of unleashing our royal menace upon the Twelveswood scares me even more. Kupo. Please, you must deal with them firmly before this goes too far. A measured thrashing, of course, nothing too brutal. You can end the dawn march here, through the tear I've made in the ward. Take care, good fortune, and in the meantime I'll go let the others know that the great King Moggomog the 12th, may his reign end with minimal bloodshed, will be vacating his throne. Kupo.
He's too cute for being such a menace. Alright, we made some gil out of that one. I wonder if we can sign up for both of these and see which one pops first. Oh god, extreme. I don't think I have ever done extreme. Maybe once, but I can't remember it. This is once across half a dozen characters, so I'm... Wow. Once. If at all. I should probably be frantically looking that up. Let's have a look at Duty Finder. We'll see if Moggle Thingamy, the 12th and his menace. Okay. So if I withdraw from here, do I get to click on this one as well? Yes! Oh, I don't know if this is a good idea. Alright, let's do it anyway. That will be my first time doing that. Oh god. Alright, but healing remains the same no matter what you're in. It's the mechanics that will kill you. And if you're not familiar with them. And they have warning signs most of the time. So general rule of thumb, don't stand in the orange puddle or in front of the monster. Don't stand on top of your tank or directly behind them because they face the monster away from the rest of the party for a very good reason. Make sure your tank is buffed as best you can at all times and healed at all times. and then try and keep the DPS on their feet so that your tank doesn't have as much pressure on them to hold the monster. So your DPS will bring the monster down faster, which is the best way for you to protect your tank. So as a healer, tank first, then your DPS. But if you're injured, make sure you heal yourself because you're not going to fix anyone if you're dead. Okay, no floor healing. You'll just be sleeping. And your party will be going, gee, I wish I had a phoenix feather to throw on my useless healer. Well, they actually rarely use the word useless. They're very kind. Right. Now, what are we going to do while we're waiting? Let's go and speak to Tataru and Revenant's Toll. Away we go. I know, look, good luck getting a run in Thornmarch Extreme has been often what I've been told. And really, they're right. I think if I did do a run through it, it was probably unsynced with an FC. So, which means I probably don't know the battle at all. Actually, I don't know the battle at all because I can't recall it. Tataru, hi. Budgie.
Oh, Mistwalker, you're here. Good, good. We were all wondering when you'd show up.
As I was just telling your restive receptionist here, I'm pleased to inform you that all the documents have been prepared and all signatures signed. The Rising Stones is officially yours.
Aw. Splendid. From this day forward, I shall spare no effort in seeing that it is as welcoming and comfortable a home for us as the Waking Sands ever was.
She is such a sweetie, Tataru.
That said, this is all somewhat intimidating, is it not? So many unfamiliar places and unfamiliar faces.
Revenant's Toll is populated mostly by adventurers, which means, as you might expect, that there's quite a bit of coming and going. Emphasis on the coming, at least of late, what with the investigation of the Crystal Tower hitting full stride. I've lost track of how many fortune seekers and scholars have shown up in the past few days alone, hoping to unearth ancient secrets. I don't suppose the tower's piqued your interest as well? Guilty as charged? Yep, guilty as charged. I love her ears. You've already offered your aid to the effort, you say? You certainly move quickly, my friend. If I weren't otherwise occupied with my duties here, I'd have half a mind to join you. Alas, I'll have to settle for hearing the tales of all you've seen upon your return. Be safe in there, yes? Mate, the amount of crazy adventurers running through that place, I'll be very safe. Well, okay, kind of.
Why, that's wonderful to hear. Rest assured that this receptionist will work just as hard to see that our efforts do not skip a beat despite relocation. And with that, Mistwalker, I do believe it's time you officially announced your presence to everyone else.
Tataru, can I just not sneak in quietly and not be noticed?
The antecedent and the others will surely be overjoyed to see you.
Ah, I will take that as a no. I know. I remember doing a run with Misty and no, it wasn't Misty, it was one of my other Bun characters. But anyway, two other Bun girls, and we went all the way through Hawk's Manor with one here, paladin or warrior. It might have been a paladin actually. And it was only at the end that we suddenly realized there were these three girl Buns with this one here running Hawk Manor. It was funny. In order to progress in the main scenario, you must first complete certain quests in the Crystal Tower series. No! While you are granted a respite from your duties as a scion, use your time to probe the depths of the Crystal Tower and see what ancient secrets may be gleaned. Alright, so this is one of the choke points that we've got. So we'll toddle on in and we will complete our quest, Build on the Stone. And then we may have to shift our focus from doing Thornmarch and the Howling Eye. That is a choke point, but it will come later. And we'll have to focus fully on the Crystal Tower, because that is not just one 24-man run. It is 3 24-man runs. And I don't think there's duty support for either. You've got to run it with a big bunch of crazy people. So let's have a quick chat with Minfilia. It is fun though. A lot of fun. Oh, look, everyone's here. I like this white mage stuff. Where did I get that from? Well, this is certainly spacious. Yeah, we need some pictures on the wall or something. Oh, the staff. Today marks a new beginning for the Scions of the Seventh Dawn. For today, we declare our independence. We shall henceforth be beholden to no nation, but serve all of Eorzea's people proudly and openly. But this does not mean that we'll sever our ties to the Eorzean alliance. On the contrary, the antecedent and I shall endeavour to strengthen them. Rest assured, however, that we shall not permit political considerations to influence our decisions. Our identity remains unchanged, as does our cause. We are the Scions of the Seventh Dawn, and our single purpose is to safeguard the future of Eorzea. I know, it's actually hard to switch. For Eorzea! Between the people. A moment of your time, Mistwalker? I would speak of Elidibus. Ah. Pardon the intrusion, my lady, but the matter which bringeth me will admit no delay. Mine every attempt to contact the students of Baldessian hath been met with silence. No one will respond? How odd. Allow me to try. No response. Surely they would not ignore us. They have never yet, my lady. I fear we must assume the worst. No, no, I will not believe it. An outpost, perhaps, but not their headquarters. Their wards are beyond circumvention. Had they come under attack, they would most certainly have raised the alarm. None could penetrate their sanctum unnoticed. But for those who lack the gift and the knowledge both, oh no. Contact their agents in the field at once. If aught has befallen the students of Baldessian, they may know of it. Though the thought of it pains me, until such times as we have evidence to the contrary, we can assume but the worst. Accordingly, we must needs seek another source of information on Elidibus. 'Tis possible that others in the homeland are possessed of such knowledge. Be fairly warned, however. They are unlike to yield it unconditionally. Do what you must. Yet another unforeseen and unwelcome development. What could be next, I wonder? A visit from a crimson-clad Ascian, perhaps? Or Ochre? Or Puce? And which of our allies will then fall silent? For a time, I thought we had gained the upper hand. When you shattered the crystal of darkness and cast out La Habrea, I dared to hope that we had found a way to rid ourselves of the Ascian menace. But I was wrong. He endures and may yet return. Upon that point, I have no doubt that Elidibus spoke true. Yet there must be a way to destroy them utterly, a way to spare this world their unholy machinations. I dare not consider the alternative. There are forces at work we do not understand, Mistwalker. I discern them all around, in disturbances too great and too numerous to be dismissed as mere coincidence. Doubtless the paragons are involved, but how and to what end is far from clear. I know not what will come,
but I do know that we will rise and meet it as one.
All right.
Ah, my stalwart hero, your face is a picture of resolve. I know that you'll be ready when the time comes. With luck, however, that will not be for a while yet. Pray return to your private affairs with my blessing. Should anything arise, you will be informed. Kryl, where are you?
Oh no. Your intercession was not foretold. You object? We question. Our plans are in motion, and your intentions unclear. They survived the seventh Ardor and are stronger now in the gift. Does that not intrigue you? No, it does not. Serve as you will, so too shall I. We labor not at cross purposes. The wisdom of his plan shall become apparent in time, when the veil is lifted from their eyes. And at long last they see. Well, you get some XP out of that one. A realm awoken. Now it does say I can't progress. Let's see what happens when I do this. Oh, I can progress this one. Minfilia has a new assignment for you. Alright, so there's a point where I won't be able to progress, but it has warned me now. Early though, I don't remember that. Truly, there is no rest for the weary. Scarce had I begun to make myself at home when I received a request for assistance from Amagina and Sons Mineral Concern. It would appear their storehouse in Horizon has been the target of a series of covert robberies. Minor as they seem in isolation, occasional discrepancies in the manifest were long dismissed as clerical errors. It was only during the concern's annual audit that a pattern became apparent. Significant quantities of crystals, and only crystals, were missing. I need hardly tell you what that may imply. Yeah, you and me both, girl. The brass blades charged with investigating the thefts believe that someone within the concern is selling the crystals for profit. Alas, they have as yet been unable to identify a likely suspect, and the concern's proprietors have grown frustrated by the lack of progress. Needless to say, I would not have agreed to intervene had the stolen goods been of merely monetary value. If there's even a possibility that the thief acts not out of self-interest but in the service to a primal, we can ill afford to wait for the blades to realize their mistake. Pray depart for Horizon at your earliest convenience. Rendezvous with Ishtola when you arrive. She and Thancred have already begun a preliminary investigation. I have every confidence that the three of you will get to the bottom of these thefts. I only hope our fears prove unfounded when you do. Right. I'm trying to remember which blockage occurs earliest. We have been warned that we need to do Syracuse and the Crystal Tower series. But look, there are two other people already waiting in Duty Finder. So why don't we not let them down, and we will hang through Howling Ironthorn March, and then we'll get to Syracuse. I mean, there's plenty of other stuff we can be doing while we're waiting, right? In this case, we're going to work through our main scenario quests with our White Mage, of course. I know, but I really want to get my other classes up as well. Oh gosh. We'll get there. We'll get there. We'll hit a stop point and then I will work through them. We'll start with Gladiator. Jump down to Pugilist and then zip across to Thaumaturge. And once we get those through their story quests, we'll maybe head on over to Gridania and go Lancer and Archer. And then we might zippity-doo-dah back over to Limsa and run through Marauder, Arcanist, and Rogue before skipping across to Dancer. Actually, if we're in Uldar, we might go from Thaumaturge to Samurai as well. Although there'll be a limited amount that we can do before we hit the wall. That is, you haven't unlocked that region yet. Where are we going? We're looking for we're also going to start, once we pick up our next class, we're going to start doing every little side quest in sight that's near the level. Rightio, Ashtola. Ah, Mistwalker, your assistance is most welcome. I've already spoken at length with the brass blades of the Rose, albeit to little avail. It would seem that the thieves took great pains to conceal their activities. I could go into further detail, but your time might be better spent in conversation with Fifalupa. He is the officer charged with leading the investigation, and I would only be repeating that which he related to me. If aught eluded my attention, mayhap it will not elude yours. All right. Well, let's go check in with Fifalupa. I love the story associated with this guy too. Hi. Oh, hello there, Mistwalker. Mistwalker, was it? Ishtola said to expect you. Terrible business, these thefts. We have yet to confirm the quantity of crystals stolen, but I dare say it may be greater than... Ah, but never mind that. I have news to share. A short while ago, the driver of a heavily laden carriage refused to halt for inspection and broke through one of our checkpoints on the Royal Allegan Sunway. The cart bolted off toward Eastern Thanalan where, thank the gods, I hear that your colleagues were able to apprehend them without further incident. A speeding carriage? That would seem a curious choice for thieves of such proven cunning. Yet the Amaljaar do have a foothold in Eastern Thanalan. And what of their cargo? Did they carry the crystals we seek? We should be receiving a report any moment now, but I fail to see what else it could... Did you miss me, friends? I am back, but I fear I may come bearing disappointing news. Or, on second thoughts, perhaps it's good news after all. Thancred, where have you been off to? Oh god, that was terrible. I figured you had everything under control here, so I just took a brief excursion to the east to check up on our Amaljaar friends. And wouldn't you believe it, I happened upon a runaway carriage on the way, and even was able to do my small part to help my friends in the Brass Blades intercept it. In all my years I have never seen such a prodigious quantity of somnus. The Blades were calling it one of the greatest hauls they've ever seen. The stolen crystals, on the other hand, were nowhere to be found. Is that so? Alas, I suppose we have no choice but to resume our search elsewhere. We could reassess our options as well. Come with us, Mistwalker. Now, who said that? Oh dear. Thancred, hi. Good to see you, safe and sound. Not consorting with Asians, are we? Against all expectation, it would seem that the Amaljaar are innocent of this particular spate of crimes. By all indications, they have yet to replenish the stores of crystals exhausted during their last attempt to summon Ifrit. Oh, you want to make a bet, mate? What I can't fathom is why anyone else would go to such lengths to obtain crystals, and in such quantities. It cannot be that we are dealing with simple thieves. If their motive were profit, why would they limit their trade to crystals alone? Plainly, we are missing something. While you think about what it might be, I shall inform Urianger of our progress, or lack thereof.
Now then.
Now then. See, I got his voice wrong. I like it when they voice it, though. Then I don't have to say it.
'Tis I. The situation may be more complicated than we anticipated.
Indeed. I shall remain watchful.
Oh, Riange. All right.
Ere thou goest, another matter requireth thine attention. A young maiden, full eager to... Wherefore inquirest thou of her fairness? Ugh, very well. Be she damsel or devil, I shall direct her steps to Revenant's toll. Save thine insinuations for one given to such impropriety. Thou shalt not find me amenable.
Oh dear.
Far across the sea from the land of Domar have we traveled. We seek audience with the ruler of these lands. Who here speaks for you?
Hey, what? Look at that. Wow. Okay. All right. What are we thinking of equipping? We were thinking of doing fending with our first set, so we're going to pop that away. Well, let's go with Thancred. Ooh. Casting and healing. I think we've got better hearings, but anyway, it doesn't matter. Thancred wishes to discuss how to proceed with the investigation. Any bright ideas? A solitary flash of insight? No? Well then, for want of a better suggestion, I say we try picking Fufalupa's brain again. Who knows, if we work together, we may yet find something of use nestled away within it. Wow, Thancred. Hi, Fufalupa. Oh, but it is good to see you return. I've given some more thought to the matter, and I've just hit upon a most disturbing possibility. How could I have been so blind? Calm yourself, Fufalupa. What is this disturbing possibility of which you speak? I was contemplating as to how the thieves' activities escaped our notice for so long, and then it came to me. What if there is someone among our own ranks conspiring with them? A traitor in our own midst? It would be most unfortunate if your fears proved well-founded, Fufalupa. Indeed, if for reasons of security the concern decided to transfer the remaining crystals stored in Horizon to another location, their plans would be discovered the moment the brass blades were informed. Ah, but such a shipment would surely be well guarded. Would thieves as wily as ours risk open confrontation? Mayhap not, but neither would the concern be eager to present them with such an obvious target. Nay, they might instead elect to carry out the transfer in secret, to entrust the goods to, say, a lone Mikote miner travelling without escort, so as not to attract undue attention. But who? Ah, I see. Yes, the concern may well elect to do that, but to travel with so much cargo would be a strenuous task indeed, and this miner would certainly need to rest upon the way, mayhap north of the bridge to Hammerfell? A fine spot for a rest, would you not agree, Mr. Walker? You lie in wait to the north, and I shall do the same to the south. All right. Forgive me, my friends, but I've received new orders. I must inform my men at once. I know, Lalafells. I love them, they're cute, but they terrify me, 'cause they're tiny, very tiny, and much bigger than their size, 'cause they're... Anyway, they're just scary little monsters. Call me a cynic, but I would be surprised if these thieves lay down their arms and surrender. See that you come prepared to offer them some encouragement. Really? I'm not going to call you Thancred anymore. You're going to get called Mr. States the Obvious. You keep that up. Oh, right. I know, when I'm not dissing poor Franklin. Poor Thancred. Right. I know, look. Okay, my fellow people who are waiting have left the building. So we might switch over to, let me just duck into Duty Finder. So we've got Howling Ice selected, yeah. What are these guys recruiting for? And Thorn March. See, the only other thing that could be happening, and this is what I love Party Finder and I really hate it at the same time. So if you go into here, into Party, you go down to Party Finder. Sometimes you can be waiting for ages for something. Okay, so it hasn't happened, thank goodness. But I mean, you go into like raids. So there's a raid that's locked. And there's another locked duty. But sometimes you can be waiting for ages for something and then people get impatient. They'll put up a Party Finder and you won't hear about it. And then the thing you're waiting for will get filled with the people that could have been waiting in Duty Finder. And away you go to just not having anything again. So it's kind of like the downside. If you keep using Party Finder as your first option, you're not going to have much. I've gone the wrong way. You're not going to have much action in Duty Finder, and it causes a certain amount of distress. See, I am running past these Paistes with complete immunity because they ignore me because of my level, which I like. I don't know if that's going to be a thing that continues once 8.0 comes out. I'm kind of dreading it because one of the things I really like about this game as opposed to another MMO I play is when I get to a certain level where I can just wipe the monsters in an area, they stop attacking me and I can just go through and it's peaceful and relaxing. Whereas in the other game, the monsters will just keep coming and it's not peaceful and relaxing even if you take one flick of the wrist to get rid of them. So if they do take that out of this game and make it adjust to your level, I am going to miss it. I'm going to hate it. I'm just going to miss it because it's one of the things I find relaxing. We could do dog eat dog. We've got 8 minutes. Do I even have a yokai watch with this character? I'm making an incredible assumption here. Let's go into duty and into collection. I do have a yokai medallion, which I do have down here. So we did go through this before, didn't we? Which means in my inventory, I have a yokai. Oh, I've got a yokai running with me. I didn't even know I had to ask that question. Let's just throw this over here. If we dropped our IL level, it's going to be embarrassing. All right. We're just going to take a little break. I'm going to go earn ourselves a medallion. I don't think this is one of the zones for our little critter. Central Thanlan for Jibanyan. Eastern Thanlan for Komasan. So we won't get a legendary medal out of it. Oops, let's not pick on that thing. Level sync. Now we are going to have to watch out for Paistes because they are going to think we're incredibly tasty. I know, the game is like, you shall not just stand off and ping things with your magic wand. Come on, game, where's your sense of fun? Ah, okay, that was funny, I'll grant you that. Alright, see look, this is what we're hoping to avoid. Go pick on that birdie while I take this thing out. Hello, what else is trying to eat me now? Oh my, well that's not fun. Okay, don't pick on that, it's running away. See look, it's very sensible. I don't know if we're going to get this done, but we're going to try. We are also risking having our thing wait for us. So that's okay. I know, we're going to... Oh! No, mean, bad lizard thing. Don't... Really, bird? You have to stand in, stupid? Okay, I think it's immune for the minute. Yeah, it's going to ignore me totally till it gets to its original spot. Alright. Well, alright then. Let's upset two things at once, because we're smart that way. I swear, if you get yourself killed, Bird, you and I are going to have a chat about your level of, I don't know, standing in the wrong place at the wrong time. I know, timing the cast and slide is actually a lot of fun. I really don't have any excuse for attacking more than one at once at the moment. Unless I have more than one coming after me, in which case we'll just have to watch them both. I will have to move out of the way of that one. Okay, Bird is kicking the daylights out of our friend over there. I think, yes, I think he saw us. Do you think he saw us, Rex? I am certain he saw us, Rex. And whoever else is asking. Auto target, not your friend. So basically the only spell that a white mage can do, can cast and move with, is arrow. So if you're a tank and you're herring off down the corridor and pulling 90 million opponents, that's fine. Just stay in range of the healing spell, please. And if you think going around a corner is at all helpful to your healer, kindly reconsider your life choices. Because not only will your healer not be able to heal you while they're on the run, but they won't be able to heal you if you're out of range, and they cannot heal around corners. And they get very tetchy when you do this kind of thing. But they will never refuse to heal you if they're helpful. Let's go. Movement in the distance catches my eyes. These guys are going to try and make me into mincemeat again. I swear. Really, let's just use... I use my thingy-me-what's to target you. Bird, you're not off the hook yet. Can't you see the man with the knuckle dusters trying to beat the tar out of me? We deal with him. Where's his friend? Yeah. So I'm kind of using my bird like an auxiliary helper. Oh, and also Bosom Buddies is nearly complete because it's similar. Let's go have a quick chit chat to Ishtola. Bosom Buddies is where you take on enemies the same level as yourself and your bird. It gets kind of hard to do when you're level 60 in a level 10 zone, but if you pick on Fates, you automatically get leveled down to it, which means that you can do Bosom Buddies in your challenge log. All right. Stubborn to the last as expected. You are unharmed. That's the wrong voice for her. Oh dear. A gang of sea-wolf thieves, and in Thanalan no less. I suppose there's a first time for everything. Sea-wolves? All of them? Aye, and all with the same taste in facial tattoos. Blue, in case you were wondering. Our thieves are a long way from home. Thancred, if you would be so good as to attend to the outstanding matters in Horizon, I have inquiries to make. She's got a richer voice. To Horizon, then. Fufalupa will want to hear about your meeting with the thieves. We could teleport to Horizon and be there real quick, but, I mean, come on, the front gate is right there. Right? And while we're not short of gil... Okay, we are a little bit short. Okay, we are short of gil. But anyway, we're not that short of gil that we couldn't have teleported for the 70 to 100 or so it would have cost us. Still, 70 to 100 is half a piece of low-level gear, so, you know, it's a fortune for some of us. Fufalupa, hi. On behalf of the Brass Blades of the Rose, I want to thank you for your service to Horizon. Ah, but we have not been idle. While you were afield, we succeeded in identifying the traitor within our ranks. Is that so? Then, by your leave, I should very much like to have a word with the fellow in private. Ah, no. I'm afraid that will not be possible. Regrettably, he managed to subdue the unit of blades dispatched to detain him and made good his escape. Oh, for the love of... And how did he manage that exactly? Your men haven't been sampling that somnus we confiscated, have they? Or was he a giant in disguise? No, but he was quite strong. A sea-wolf, Leminsen born and raised, I believe. But do not worry, we will find him. You have my word on that. I see. Pray keep me apprised of any developments. Yes, she's standing next to me. Understood. I fear our time together is at an end, my friend. Your services are required elsewhere. Awfully disappointing, I know, but one must follow where duty leads. You might try to look a little disappointed, or do you mean to give me another one of your stoic nods? You do, don't you? There she goes. Stoic nod, as requested. Alright, I'm going to assume... Let's have a look at this character, shall we? Okay, it's not going to let me check my character. We're going to develop our casting bits and bobs. That will go to our thaumaturge if we need it. I have a feeling I've got a subscription reward that will outshine it, so we may not need them. The Mother of Exiles. Bird. Oh. Thancred has information on your next assignment. The antecedent bid me tell you to make for Vesper Bay, where young Alphino awaits your coming most eagerly. It was he who requested your assistance. Some commotion or incident, I'm not privy to the details. While you do whatever it is that Alphino has planned for you, I shall endeavour to track down our traitorous brass blade, and when I do, you may rest assured that we will have our answers. So I'm just going to make a note that we are... Oops, caps lock. The 2 point what now? I know, we are continuing through the 2.2 through the Maelstrom main story quests. There we go. Alright. While you do whatever it is Alphino has planned for you, I shall endeavour to track down our traitorous brass blade. And when I do, you may rest assured that we shall have our answers. I know, like I said, Lalafell's little scary people. Now we could go down here, and I will do this on foot if there is a fate. There's a fate over here. No, we won't do that one. Alright, that's what we do then. In that case, because I don't feel like running all that way, let's grab our Vesper Bay Aetheryte ticket. Save a little time. And head on this way. I did see a fate though. How many minutes has it got? 12 minutes. Let's go and get this fate done. So what we're going to do is we're going to play with our yokai medal. And I mean, we might not get through our weapons before the end, but I mean, we've got till October without focusing on it. But we're going to focus on our MSQ. Then we're going to focus on our alt jobs. And kind of if we see something like this along the way that's going to be really irritating. Where's my bird? Get your fluffy tail in here, mate. Because we're doing logs, challenge log, battles. We're going to scoot down to here. Bosom buddies. You get 1,000 coins for doing it, and your buddy gets some of this. Now this XP also scales. So, what? Will you just level sync and get it done, girl? Try not to get eaten by the mean monsters. I know, I did that back to front. Okay, it looks to me like we're about to just bring trouble down on our heads. We are relying very heavily on our bird to peck things in an appropriate fashion. What am I supposed to be doing? I remember doing this last time. Okay, we are not supposed to be murdering bloated bogies. We are supposed to be murdering dune bogies. So this is the other thing with this particular fate, is you have two targets, and if you choose the wrong one, it takes forever to get your fate done. So ignore the bloated bogies. Just go for your dune bogies. I think. Or am I doing it the wrong way? Let's find out. We'll see if the level sync goes. I'm dyslexic. No. ADHD, autism. Okay, yeah, dune bogies we're after. That's one. Ow. Check up here that you are targeting the right thing. Come on, bird. Do your thing. Do it quicker. Ah, gotta get that one. You're ignoring that one because I haven't hit it yet. Well, okay, I'll get it then. You get this one instead. What? I've upset two of them at once. Well, that'd be typical. Ah, invalid target. Okay. Look behind me, you say? Maybe. Nearly done. You wonder why it takes me so long to get through the MSQs. It's because you give me so many other alternate activities that I can enjoy along the way. That's what it is. Are we done yet? Yes. Okay. See, bloated bogies are the ones you usually find in this area. What are you doing? Put that back. Thank you. Let's go, and where are we doing now? We're going to go and speak with Alphino, who is down on the docks and not inside the waking sands. Alphino, my friend. You are late. No matter. I know where our visitors are headed. From what I've been able to gather, the vessel belongs to a band of Domans who seek an audience with the Sultana. You are familiar with Doma, yes? In Othard? Well, like the rest of the nations of the eastern continent, it is ruled by the Galilean Empire. Given our visitors' unannounced arrival, as well as the state of their ship, I suspect they did not leave their homeland under the best circumstances. Needless to say, I would be very interested to hear their tale. And, more importantly, what they know of the current state of affairs in the Empire. Such information could prove most useful. We would be fools not to pursue this opportunity, do you not think? Come with me to Uldar, Mistwalker. Unless I am mistaken, and I am rarely mistaken, we will find the Domans bickering with the Sultan Sworn on the royal promenade. You are uncertain of your role in the proceedings? Insurance! If our guests are not themselves Imperial agents, it seems fair to assume that they may be being pursued by some, and if not, who better than you to have on hand in the event of an unseen diplomatic incident? Besides, I do so enjoy your sparkling repartee. Satisfied? Good. I shall see you in Uldar. You know, I don't know whether to slap him or just say yes, sir, and be done with it. Probably the second option, because he's probably got his heart in the right place. He's just got a very poor way of communicating it, and don't we all know how that feels? Rightio. Let's go, Mother of Exiles. We need to turn ourselves around. Grab our etherite because we're going to go to the Royal Promenade by jumping into here and hitting the Chamber of Rule. We can go either way. There's no right or wrong way around the central hole in the floor. I know. I could avoid having things move like that if I just hit the little lock button. Here we go. The fancy carpet's the one you're looking for. But because I keep wanting to add things and move stuff around, I don't tend to. Alright. Cutscene City. Let's go. It matters not how many times you ask. Without the necessary permissions, none shall pass. Pray oh, pray understand, good sir, we have not the leisure to lodge a formal petition. Time is of the essence. All I ask is that you summon your superior. Allow me to plead my case. Surely you can grant us that small kindness. Away with you, and darken these doors no longer. I will not ask again. You know not what you do. Yugiri. I gather your pleas fell upon deaf ears. A loyal man with a cold heart. I know his kind well. I hope that you'll find me more to your liking. Alphino Levelier at your service, a friend. Which I believe makes me very nearly unique, in this part of the world at least. Few indeed are your allies in Uldar, yet you will need some if you wish to endear yourselves to the wealthy and powerful. Pray join me and my associate at the quicksand. There you may explain your situation to us, and we shall see if there is aught we can do to help. The quicksand, you say? Well, it's back down these blessed stairs. I know this game. So many stairs. Who says it's undignified to run? There's Genland. We'll get to know him a lot better later. Bobalan, was I asking you about cloth? There's never a shortage of white dresses on our Uldan ladies. Surely it's the most comfortable colour to wear under this murderous sun? Yeah. Okay, the most popular colour on the Hustings strip is part of the side quest we discover in the Weavers Guild. Look, there's Cordial Spider up there. We could ask him too, but before I get too sidetracked, let's jump on over to the Adventurers Guild. I know. The Flustered Attendant. That, I think, is our Reaper unlock, possibly. We need to be level 70, I think, to unlock that one. Yes, the Kill Instinct. Ooh, we definitely want to unlock that too. That's the Corpse Groom, which is the unlock for Temtar Deep Croft Hard. And continues a story. Alphino. Oh, I love the artwork in this game, too. All the scenes and all the settings. Look at it. No, I'm not.
We have traveled some several thousand miles across the sea from the nation of Doma, in hopes that we might find sanctuary in these lands.
Sanctuary, Lady Yugiri?
Aye. Lying within Othard, Doma was under the dominion of the Garlean Empire, as I'm sure you are aware. When the War of Succession broke out in Garlemald, we espied an opportunity to free ourselves from the yoke of imperial oppression and took up arms. Only to be crushed.
Aww.
And so I gathered what few Domans escaped the reckoning and guided them hither to your shores.
A war of succession? Then the Emperor... Forgive me. You said that Doma was under Imperial rule, did you not?
Doma is gone. Razed to the ground as an example to the other provinces.
Oh, no.
12 have mercy. And your people?
On a ship anchored in Vesper Bay, flying borrowed colors. Many were complicit in the rebellion, or akin to those who were. They will not come ashore until I send word that it is safe to do so. I sought an audience with your rulers, but was summarily refused.
We saw that.
The lords of Uldar are not wont to entertain foreign refugees without suitable encouragement.
Mayhap I was foolish to expect otherwise, but our supplies run low and we have young ones in urgent need of care. I have seen the tents outside the gates, however. We are not the first to seek asylum, nor will we be the last.
And guys, we're going to have to skip the rest of that cutscene so we don't hold up too many people in the Howling Eye. Let's go. My apologies. Alrighty. Let us say hi to our party. I think this is just an introduction to our monster, so we might be able to just safely skip this particular one as well. She is magnificent though. It's a nice piece of artwork, but let's stilettos. All right. We're not missing story, so I'm going to skip. And let's get going. We're going to buff our tank. And both of our tanks. Hopefully that won't run out. We're going to hit this. We're going to hit some regen and some speed of casting. We still have someone in the cutscene, that's okay. Alright. We may have to do this again, so we are definitely going to do this. There we go. Yep. 3. I might do, yes, I will do a raid wide. He's out of range. Left hand, where are you? Okay, that's not good. In behind a rock. We need to get these. I wasn't behind a rock. Oh, my other healer is awesome. Oh, that's awesome. Did I heal up my tank? No, let's heal the tank. Okay. Let's keep half an eye on the tank, and then half an eye on the razor plumes. And then back onto Garuda. Uh-oh, who's vanished. Okay, now we go on this side of the rock. Right, there we go. Keep an eye on the tanks. We're going to have to put up another one of these, because I think that's the other healer stuff that's going there, so we'll have to let it stack. Let's zap that thing. Back onto Garuda. Wind. She likes wind so much, let's give her some. Let's do a raid wide heal. And let's do some more of this. Regeneration. Let's give our tank a little bit more regen. And our other tank some more regen. I have a samurai that may need some regen. Let's whack that. Right. Now this is where I normally get into trouble because I get in the way of the whirlwinds. Who's hurt? Raid wide. This tank 6. Lurthan. Okay. 3. Wind on Garuda. Check my people. 6 on my tank. 3 on everybody. Wind on you. Wind on you. Wind on you. Rocks on you. Healing on you. Wow, I think I had a superb other healer. They must be doing it more often than me. Well done. Can I? Yes. Alrighty, now we have loot. Garuda's plumes, and I'm going to put a need on that. They'll pass on this one, and we'll see what happens. So basically what you do with loot is you ask for what you don't have. So Cliffland would like these. John Connor 14 has also asked. And now we're all going to wait for the timers to count down. See? So no, there we go. So I pick the Vortex Weapon Coffer up. And that's it. Alright. Now, Yugiri. If I may say, madam, as I said earlier, we've been at sea for several moons and our supplies are all but spent. I've not the heart to repeat the tales of our tribulations, nor would it please you to listen to them, I think. Suffice it to say, however, sacrifices have been made. Though it shames me to beg for more when you have already offered so much, desperation compels me. Good madam, if you or your associates could spare any provisions, anything at all, it would go a long way to lessen the suffering of my people. Well, how can we refuse that now? File 70. I'm going to open this one, and we are going to open this one. There we go. So this is Ifrit's cane and Garuda's tail, and they are awesome. If you are of a lower level, these are great weapons for you to pick up and run with. But most of us hit that particular one by the time where we've had to go and buy gear. Momodi, Quicksand Proprietress. Hells, why didn't you say so sooner, Miss Walker? Course I'll help you. You couldn't have picked a better day to tell the truth. A wealthy merchant and his entourage were due to have a banquet here on the morrow, you see, but just sent word they can't come, meaning I've got a boatload of foodstuffs and no one to feed. Best of all, I paid for the lot in advance, haha. Go on. Go and call Friduri and Catherine at Sapphire Avenue Exchange. Tell them I said to ship the little prince's order to the Waken Sands. Oh, and if they argue, just show them those letters. That should set them straight. Alright. 2 things we need to do. We've just run a thing and picked up some weapons. Let's see if we've got anything more. We're not going to put our Dark Light Bracelet of Healing back on yet. We're still yokaiing. But we've also still got sufficient IL that we're not going to be detrimental to anybody else. Now, the next thing we want to do is we want to have a look. I know, give me a minute. We're going to have a look at Duty Finder. And because we know that the Syracuse Tower is going to be a blocking point, we're going to clear our selection here. We're going to jump on over to raids, and we're going to put a thing in for the Labyrinth of the Ancients, which we're going to join, and we'll see how long that takes to pop. Depending on who's running it today, whether it's a group of players who are farming for glams or doing whatever, or whether it's a group of new players who don't know the mechanics, the run could be varied. Alright, Pio Ryo, while we're here we are going to pick this quest up. Corpse Groom, Pio Ryo looks as though he has seen a ghost. Wow! Huh? Why, you're Miss Walker Linara, the famous adventurer. Thank the gods for bringing you here. Allow me to introduce myself. My name is Pio Ryo, one of the many faceless adventurers struggling to make their way in Eorzea. Forgive me if I sound bitter. I don't begrudge you your renown. Your superiority as an adventurer was obvious to me long before you became a household name. Our paths crossed near Sestasha, you see. Hard to believe we moved in similar circles back then. So, at this point, if you're running a character for the first time through Sestasha, the very first run you make, okay, before you start it, outside the dungeon, there are a couple of groups of adventurers. And I keep forgetting to do it. I forgot to do it with this character, but make sure you stop and talk to them or listen to them. Because you'll meet these guys, well, you'll meet them, and you'll get a bit of an insight into the dynamics of that particular group. And that has a direct bearing on not just this dungeon run, but you run across them again in the Carleen Canopy in New Gridania. As the girl with the head in the back. But you come across them and they've just had a disastrous run through the Tamtara Deepcroft. And that is the second stage of the story. But most of us will miss that first stage of the story, where you actually get to meet them if you stop and talk to the adventurers outside Sestasha for your first run. And you get to see the dynamics of that group, and it's interesting. And then you'll meet them again during your main story quests. Just after you finish Envoy, there's a couple of quests. One takes you through New Gridania. And then you've got this quest here, and this is like the advanced level of the dungeon. It's actually quite a nice sequence of stories to follow. Hard to believe we moved in similar circles back then. Speaking of which, do you perchance remember having met a conjurer named Edda around that time? We used to adventure together, she and I, and 2 others. Our little group didn't last very long, though. Things fell to pieces when Aver, our leader, and Edda's fiancé, met his end in the Tamtara Deepcroft. Harsh words were exchanged, and we all went our separate ways. Since then, I've been getting by on my own. Truth be told, I hadn't planned on seeing any of my former comrades again. But then this letter arrived from Edda, containing an invitation to her wedding. Right? Now, I know what you're thinking. I should be happy for her, and I was, until I noticed the name of her groom-to-be. It was none other than Aver. What's more, the venue for the ceremony is to be the Tamtara Deepcroft, the very place the poor fellow died. Something isn't right, I tell you. Yeah, right? We have a mystery to unlock there. Now, in the letter, Edda wrote that Leovin, that's the 4th member of our group, had already agreed to attend. They chanced to meet each other recently, from what I could gather. Not knowing what to make of it all, I thought it wise to consult Leovin about the whole strange affair before replying. The last I heard, she'd joined the Scions of the 7th Dawn, and I didn't have the first idea how to go about tracking her down. Not until the greatest scion of them all appeared, that is. Could you tell me where I might find her? Well, in the lich yard of the Church of St. Adama Landama. I'm sorry, I don't... Slain in an Imperial raid, you say? By the 12th. I had no idea. When did this happen? While the Black Wolf still lived? Then how can it be that Leovin met Edda recently? Gods, I don't know what to believe. If it isn't too much to ask, I'd be most grateful if you show me Leovin's grave. We didn't always see eye to eye, but she had a good heart. And if she's truly... Well, I need to pay my respects. Please, meet me at the lich yard. Very well. Quest accepted. Okay, Labyrinth of the Ancients. This may or may not pop. Let's head on through. It may or may not pop before I leave, is what I'm trying to say. I'll get there eventually. Sapphire Exchange. Well, while we're still in Uldar then. My bad. I did get very sidetracked by that quest. Because I want to rush off to Eastern Thanalan and the Church of Adama Landama. Let's jump into here, be extremely lazy, roll on down to the Sapphire Exchange. I know there were purple markers. I need to go check those out. And we need to talk to these 2 merchants. Sintgod. We need to talk to Sintgod as well. We need to jump into our Carpenter because it's level 30. Now, why can't I talk to this? I jumped into my botanist, didn't I? Because I'm a goose. Right, there we go. Gone to pieces. By his vexed expression, it's safe to assume Sintgod has a favour to ask of you. For 12's sake, what living am I to make without wares to sell? She promised this shipment would be here by now. You there. You're an adventurer, are you not? Might I ask for your help in tracking a shipment of goods sorely behind schedule? I know what you're thinking, but considering the client, this request is certain to benefit you as well. If you're up for the task, I would have you speak with Nesting Heron at the bonfire in central Thanalan. For the shipment to be so late, I can only imagine some new innovation of that Metamutix fellow. Of that Mutamix fellow has her preoccupied. Alright, that one is absolutely essential for our crafting side of things. So we're going to pick that up. That is the adventure for those of you who want to skip ahead. If you don't, close your ears now. But that is the adventure for desynthesis, to unlock desynthesis, and we need it. Let us have a chat with the Potwatch, Catherine. My, that's a rather odd request. Mayhap you misheard her instructions? Have a letter. I know, it's Uldar. They've got to be wary. You know you shouldn't encourage them like this. They'll only start to expect it. You mark my words. Like I said, it's Uldar. Friduri. She's in the business of feeding refugees now. I ain't normally one to question Mistress Momodi's judgment, but that doesn't seem wise to me. Have a letter. You heard me. I'll not speak for the children, but if you ask me, any man what can't earn a crust deserves to go hungry. No, murder is illegal, Mr. Walker. Murder, not allowed. Not unless he draws on you first. Alright, this is another interesting little quest. You'll notice it's another blue with a little plus sign near it. If you like the idea of being able to change your character, this is the one for you. Let's go. Bottled Fantasy. The medicine merchant leers at you, his smile unnaturally wide. No, murder is illegal, right? Ha ha ha! Why, hello there, lass. Care to make some easy gill? You need only deliver a file of my wares to a customer. I'll make it worth your while. Is this one of those swindles I'm supposed to report? Heavens, no! This is a perfectly legitimate job, and I would never lie to you. It simply isn't in my nature. Are you some sort of void sent? Now that we understand each other, take this to the gladiator waiting on the steps of Nald. Once you receive his dues, bring them straight back here, and rest assured I will know if you're even a gill short. Ooh, I'm intrigued. Where do you want to go? The steps of Nald. I know where to go. Let's zip on back here because it'll be quicker. A little bit quicker. Seriously. I know my mouse has a mind of its own. Let's grab that instead of clicking on it. No mouse. No. Back to the Adventurers Guild. This one's relatively quick to finish, so we will finish this one off here. We are going back up here. We're going to zip through the sands. No, what's it called? The quicksand. There we go. Out the other door. Over here to where this diminutive gladiator is waiting. This is taking forever. Maybe it really was too good to be true. This here, I was sent on a delivery. Ah! Thank you, miss. I've been waiting for what felt like an age. But finally it's here. My miracle draft. What's it meant to do? Oh, do you want to know what this is? This, my friend, is a file of the mysterious brew called Fantasia. Legend states that any who drink it before lying down for a nap awakens a new man or woman. My Colosseum debut is coming up and I'm terribly nervous, so I thought this medication might bestow me with the self-confidence I lack. And a chiseled, muscly body besides. Ha! I can't wait to show off in my subligar. Take this to the medicine merchant with my compliments. Now, if you'll excuse me, I'm off to make my dreams come true. You know what, I'm wrong. I'm pretty sure if we just run through the gate, it would have been faster. Let's try that. Oh, zip through here. Yeah, cutting through the quicksand would have been quicker. You're right. Let's go for a sprint over this way. Dippity-doo. Yep. Okay, flustered attendant. The killer instinct. In through this way. Because he should be just inside the gate, see? Good, you're back. And with my payment, I expect? I've got your money right here. Did not even open the bag. Every last gill accounted for. I knew you'd be right for the job. Now, for your payment. But what's this? Well, that was a quick nap. Holy snap and dooley, look at this guy. That cheese-eating grin. Someone's very happy with his purchase. A friend of yours? I can't say I recognized him. My client? You mean that little Lalafellan gladiator? This is a great sales pitch he's got. Your potion just turned a Lalafell into a Hyur. Are you sure that's legal? Who's to say? I've no way of proving that man was indeed my client. But if it would sate your curiosity, I believe I can spare a file for your own experimentation. I am not turning into a Lullavel, guys. I just can't handle it. Now, my business here is done. We'll meet again someday, though whether we recognize one another is less certain. Oh no, he drinks his own stuff. He knows very well what he did. Alright, maybe we should try and remember the costume and see if it's the same one. We have now got ourselves a bottle of Fantasia. Legend states that any who drink this mysterious liquid before lying down for the evening will awaken a new man or woman. It grants you an opportunity to edit your appearance in the character creation screen upon your next login. Once logged in with a new appearance, you may continue to re-edit within a set period of time. Alright? There you go. I think there's 3 you can get. That was one of them. But hopefully that's useful for someone out there. Now, I guess while we're in Thanalan, let us wander off to Blackbrush Station. We're going to tidy up this Gone to Pieces quest while we're here. And then I guess it's only a small skip and a jump over to Eastern Thanalan. Now, Gone to Pieces, out the back gate, to the left of this ridge. You know what, while we're running, we can be flying. We can fly now. I know I'm so used to running everywhere. Oh my goodness. And then of course, you need to be in the correct class. There we are. So this is a Disciple of the Hand class. Nesting Heron. What's this about a shipment? Oh yes, of course. The package is prepared and ready to be shipped. I meant to handle it sooner, but I've become engrossed in the study of desynthesis. I'll be sure to send word of your visit along with his wares. Okay. You're not heard of desynthesis? I suppose you would have to visit the bonfire quite often to keep pace with Mutamex's myriad findings. Allow me to explain. Okay. Desynthesis is a new technique developed by Mutamex to break down weapons and armor in their constituent parts. Excuse me for a minute. My apologies. In short, it allows the retrieval of those materials originally used to craft an item. On occasion, the process will also yield a peculiar crystallized mass. There is still much research to be done, but we believe the mass is formed from residual spirit bond energies infused into equipment by the hands that crafted them. Because the process is similar to the creation of materia, we've come to call these materials demi-materia. Just imagine the applications: fortifying weapons, creating new armor. The possibilities are limitless. It may also be worth mentioning that, while some of the demi-materia byproducts seem unfit for reuse, their radiance was not unlike the rubies and sapphires one might find for sale in Uldar. I imagine they would fetch a fair price if you were to show them to the right buyer. But if you are truly interested in learning more of desynthesis, I can think of no better way than trying it yourself. Perhaps the next time we meet, you can tell me of your own findings. And here we are, unlocking desynthesis. And she just walks off and leaves us. You can now use the general action desynthesis, and by doing so, break down unwanted items into their constituent parts. The desynthesis action can only be used by a Disciple of the Hand level 30 or above, so it doesn't matter what class you've got. Once you've unlocked it with this class, you still can't use it in any other job, a Disciple of the Hand job, until that job also reaches 30. Unlike quick synthesis, where you can use it in any class as soon as it's unlocked by one. This one you have to wait till each class gets to the right level. The desynthesis action can be accessed via the General tab in the Actions and Traits menu, or by selecting desynthesis from an item's sub-command menu. Okay, you are now able to desynthesize items, reducing them to their original materials. To desynthesize an item, you must first be a level 30 Disciple of the Hand. Select an item and choose desynthesis from its subcommands to begin the dismantling process. Each discipline has its own desynthesis skill level. If your desynthesis skill is higher than the optimal skill rating for an item, there is an increased chance of receiving rare items. You will always successfully desynthesize items, regardless of your desynthesis skill level, so never hesitate to desynthesize items you no longer need. I would argue always hesitate. Make sure you don't want to store it in your armoire first. So over here in this camp, this is where you will find your desynthesis quest after you've picked it up from, not Swinbros, but the fellow in the markets in Uldar. Swinbros will give you your first extraction of materia, and then if you're level 19, Phobius, I think you have to be level 25 for her quest. That is a melding quest to meld materia, and then I'm not sure what level you have to be for the quest after, but you need to speak to Mutamex for your advanced melding quest, which will let you over meld for your gear. And if that was all gobbledygook to you, that's okay. Let's just jump into our character here. Some of these, okay, let us right click, go down to meld. I do not have any meldable materia. As a matter of fact, yes I do. We're just going to grab out a couple of bits. I have battle dance, piety, that's what we need. Alright. Now, what materia you can meld to what items is also limited. Just jump out of that, and we will jump back into it. Now you'll see this. Alright. So equipment is limited by its level as to what level materia can be melded to it. But you are also limited by your level as a crafter as to what materia you can meld to what level of equipment. So all of this we should be able to with our level 30. Let's have a look. Just left click. So we are what? We're a white mage? No, we're a carpenter. I pulled out all the wrong stuff. Let me just jump into white mage. Okay, I don't think I can meld any of this. Maybe. Right. So you see how these are all grayed out? These are grayed out because I am not a high enough crafter to meld. So if I go left click on this, it will tell me actually down here. It will tell me here, you must be a level 60 Disciple of the Hand to meld this materia. So we need to up our levels for this higher level equipment. So just return. We'll jump back into Carpenter, but before we do, we're going to go Shift Control I. I do not have any crafting materia. Alright. So basically, your materia process is pretty hard. It's pretty... Man, I'll get there. It's pretty simple. Just left click, grab meld. So I can meld 2 pieces of materia to this. And look, if I want, for argument's sake, we'll add this one. It's not going to help us. It's a carpenter. We don't actually aim at stuff as a carpenter. We've got 2 slots, so we can put 2 lots of materia in. If I want to be a super lunatic carpenter, I can try and add a 3rd piece of materia. So this is what advanced melding that you get from Mutamix will let you do, or over melding. The other thing you should be checking when you're happily melding stuff is, okay, you have a limit as to how much each thing has. Now, really, I should be melding what's already existing on here. I'm just adding this for the sake of argument. We can add some more Savage Aim materia if we really feel like it. And there's no slots. We can go meld. I'm attempting to meld it. I make my own luck. I successfully melded an extra piece of Savage Aim materia. Now that's not going to do me an ounce of good on this character, so I'm actually going to remove all of that. But that's basically how advanced melding and melding works. Let's right click on that. We're going to retrieve our materia. and it will start from the last piece of materia you added. So we'll drag that out, and then we can do it again because really, you wanted to put what on where now? Yeah. But there endeth the lesson on how on how melding works. You should also retrieve your materia whenever you upgrade your gear. If you've got materia on your older gear, try and remember to retrieve it. But that's pretty much it. Let's go and get this materia out of our backpack now. We'll just jump it back into the saddlebag. There are not enough slots in your saddlebag to contain one of each type of materia at every level. Okay, just saying. You just kind of have to be aware of that. What's that? Jandalane's token. Yeah, out of my way so I don't click on it by accident. Rightio, well that is our crafting bits done. Let's go and finish unlocking Tamtara Deepcroft Hard. We'll just zip over to Camp Drybone. Once we get there, we'll change back into our White Mage. We can't be a carpenter forever. Grab that gear set. Grab our bird, because I don't feel like running up the ramp. Okay, so to get to the Church of Adama Landama, you go up this ramp and along this road, through this arched gate, and the church is up there, but we actually want to go over here to Leovin's grave. Hey, there's 2 healers waiting now. That's awesome. The tombstone has been knocked over and the earth before it disturbed. I know, that's no good, is it, girl? So, this is where poor Leovin now lies. What was the meaning of this? Not only is her grave defiled, her body's gone. Who could have done this? Oh no, could it have been Edda? The more I think about it, the more it makes, well, I was going to say sense, but gods! I will try to explain. To the rest of us, our little party of 4 was but a means to riches and glory, such things as adventurers seek. But to Edda, it was her life. She blamed herself for Aver's death, and to our shame, we agreed with her, though we knew full well we were all to blame, and then we left her where she stood, with her fiancé's head for company. Ah, how could we have been so heartless? Small wonder if the poor girl has been driven from her wits. But what's done is done. All we can do is admit to our mistakes and make amends as best we can. Aver is gone, and so is Leovin, but Edda refuses to accept it. She won't let go of the past. I know not what she means to do in Tamtara, but it can lead to no good. I will attend this wedding and try to restore her to her senses. So what we're doing here is we're continuing to unlock Tamtara Deepcroft Hard. I would be much reassured if you would accompany me, Mistwalker. As Aver once did, so too does Edda look up to you. She may not listen to me, but she may yet heed the words of someone she admires. And failing that? No, it doesn't bear thinking about. If we hurry, it need not come to that. Please, meet me at the Tamtara Deepcroft. Together, we'll put an end to whatever madness Edda is planning. Well, we can try, my friend. We can try. I know, paying our respects. Tamtara Deepcroft, you say? That would be Central Shroud. What? That's the wrong button. I know. Central Shroud. Let's go. You know, if I actually look at the things properly, we'll get there sooner. Lanacea, Black Shroud, Bent Branch Meadows. I always confuse Bent Branch Meadows with Blackbrush Station because of the bees. That it starts with. Let's grab our bird. So, Tamtara Deepcroft, as you probably already know. Ooh. Courage of Stone, that's for my Lancer. But it's also got a thing. Tamtara Deepcroft is down here. So we are literally going to just pivot, put the mouse outside, hold down your right mouse button, and just use it to turn. Don't do it on the map or it won't work. And that means we know which one we're aiming at from all the markers on the thing. So we'll just close that now. I did hit the wrong button again. That's okay. And away we go. Heading on up this way. That's it. We could probably ride our pony into a tree, but I mean, really, come on. Alright, Temptar Deepcroft is right below us, but the entrance to it is off this path here. And we are our white mage, good. So all of these should leave us alone. These appeared like there never used to be Gashun pests in here. And I don't know when they appeared exactly or why, but they're a recent occurrence. I'll tell you what, the first time I walked in here and saw them, I just about had a heart attack. They're scary looking monsters. Hugamom. A Lullafell Thaumaturge. Just so happens a fellow like that went into the Deepcroft not a minute ago. There was a young lady with him, dressed head to toe in white. The lass was all smiles and giggles, like a maiden on her wedding day. But your friend looked stiff as a board. Can't say I blame him, though. Crypts do strange things to the best of us. You mean to head inside as well, do you? Well, take care you don't wake the dead, eh? Ha ha ha. Oh, you're not funny, Huguemont. Tamtara Deepcroft Hard is now accessible. Now, unfortunately, to finish this quest and clear it out of your quest log, you will now have to enter the Tamtara Deepcroft Hard. It's a lot of fun. It's a very different run too. Oh my god, look at this thing. Okay. I am not sure what that thing eats, but right. Alrighty. Now we're going to go to Mother of Exiles. We need to speak with Momodi. Oops, missed that one, didn't I? So let's head back to Uldar. How far? Oh, we're actually only two or three quests into 2.2. And I am going to have to stop. We did get a little bit sidetracked though. Normal for me. Ethernet. Rightio. What have we got here? The Way of the Samurai. And the Rise and Fall of Gentlemen, which is a series of adventures with a guy whose name starts with H. I know, name's not my strong point. You know what? The harder I try, the more, the less it's going to come. Let's head on to the Adventurers Guild where there's Momodi. But he's got a series of adventures in each expansion, and I always look forward to playing them. Although the first one was a bit of a shock, just because it's just such a different pace to a lot of the rest of the story. Speaking to Mistress Momodi. What's that? Oh, my first hoarder. Rightio, Momodi. Misty, aren't you tall enough? They didn't give you any trouble, did they? Good. Now go and tell Lady Yugiri it's all in hand. Alright. That lady could do with some good news, right? She's lost her entire homeland. And many of her friends. I dared not hope for such magnanimity, much less expect it. Mistress Momodi is generous indeed. I shall be sure to thank her most humbly. Lady Yugiri, I briefed the Flame General on your situation. I think you will be pleased with his reply. We have been granted an audience. Before the Sultana and the Syndicate both, we should return to the Royal Promenade at once. You have done much for us, Master Alphino. I swear we shall return the favour. Naught is owed, Lady Yugiri, for naught has been given. This small favour you fairly won with your words, and it is with words that you must win the favour of the Syndicate. Then I shall choose them with care. You will accompany us, yes? Good. Your presence may serve to remind the Syndicate of the true meaning of philanthropy, and that nothing so unpalatable will be required of them, assuming the Domans are willing to earn their keep. Come, the Flame General awaits us on the Royal Promenade. Don't bow to me. Very well, the Royal Promenade, which means we are going to head on up to... what's it called? Right, not this direction because I'm lost. Okay, Levmet to your right, then you go out the door straight ahead. And that will get you out here where you'll just turn right till you find your Ether Shard. And we're going to head on to the Chamber of Rule. Back to the Chamber of Rule. You should get to know this one fairly well. All right. I know I keep trying to put into the chat where we're at, so if people are joining us, they kind of know what we're up to. I'm just not very good at it yet. Rabban. A pleasure, Mistwalker. The others are already inside. Let's not keep them waiting. I think Sean Bean for this one, right? Oh. Oh. That does not look promising.
I, Yugiri of Domar, am honored to meet you at last, Your Grace. To mark this auspicious occasion, I should like to present to you the finest treasures our humble nation has to offer. Alas, the circumstances which have brought me here today have divested me of both time and dignity. I come before you as a pauper in direst need of aid, to request that you grant my people asylum.
I, Nanamo, 17th in the line of Ul, welcome you to our city. Be at ease, Lady Yugiri. Although I myself have heard the tale of your misfortune, I would ask that you recount it once more for the benefit of the others here present.
As you wish, Your Grace. For many years, my nation, Domar, suffered under the yoke of imperial rule, and my people yearned to be free. Thus, when a war of succession broke out in Garlemald, we sought to take advantage of the chaos and reclaim our liberty. Alas, our enemy proved less preoccupied than we had hoped, and our rebellion was put down in the most brutal fashion.
Those who survived, how many do they number?
More than 200 souls huddle within the cramped confines of our own galleon's hold. Yet this figure accounts for but one of a number of ships which escaped the Purge. It is my hope that you will allow us all to dwell within your walls. Should that prove unfeasible, however, I humbly ask that you accept as many of my people as your resources allow. Pray understand, we do not beg a boon, but propose instead an arrangement. We would serve as soldiers or tradesmen until our debt is repaid.
What are the Syndicate's opinions on this matter?
Oh dear.
I, for one, think it's a marvelous idea.
Really?
Lady Yugiri and her people strike me as an industrious lot, and there are parts of the city which have yet to be fully restored. If they are willing to work, I see no reason not to let them.
The head of the Mirage Trust is not known for his generosity. He sees profit in this.
Shh. Alpha no.
I agree. That said, these are foreign refugees. To admit them would require a formal resolution. Shall we call a vote?
The law is the law.
Laredo.
Lord Lolorito?
Teleji, though, is probably provoking this in some way. I swear, he's a greasy little man.
Tell me, Are you blind or willfully ignorant? Even now, our streets are choked with the displaced
He knew
victims
what
of
he
the
was doing.
Calamity and Alamigan refugees.
If he didn't, he wouldn't have said it. I swear, I don't think he's what he seems.
They live hand to mouth, subsisting
Lolorito,
on
on the other
aid
hand.
provided by the immortal flames, the cost of which grows ever higher.
Uh-oh. See, his target is the immortal flames, surely, because there's a political aim with all of these guys.
The wealth of Ul'dah is not without limits, my friends.
It says the wealthiest man in Ul'dah, mind you.
And need I remind you that these refugees are prone to violence and criminal activity? You have all read the reports, I think. Without homes or employment, it is only a matter of time before men grow desperate and take that which they imagine has been unjustly denied them. Yet, knowing this, you would have us swell their ranks.
Oh, man.
Mayhap you think the brass blades and the flames are not hard-pressed enough?
Wow.
Some say the chairman of the East Aldenard Trading Company passes Gil thrice daily. This may explain how he came to be the wealthiest man in Ul'dah. Or it may simply be that he's ruthless beyond reckoning.
Oh, man, I would take the second, my friend. Although, you know, passing Gil would explain that expression on his face.
Surely the Sultanate can support the few hundred domins Lady Yugiri represents. That our resources have been taxed, I do not deny. But we are hardly in danger of financial collapse. I move that an exception be made.
Wow,
An
okay.
exception, Your Grace?
Uh-oh.
I am suddenly reminded of a similar debate some years ago regarding a number of Alamigan refugees, if memory serves. What were your words that day? Yes. The law is the law. And so our visitors remained in Little Alamigo.
Wow.
Mayhap our wise and benevolent Sultana would be so good as to enlighten us as to which other of our laws should not be upheld.
Wow.
Mind your tongue, Lolorito.
Mm-hmm.
My lord, I share your concern for the welfare of our great nation, but we must endeavor to take a longer view. You know as well as I that people can be a resource still more precious than gil.
See, he's into the slave trade, isn't he? That's what his problem is.
Precious or not, they were never yet so reliable. And unlike those who frequent your establishment,
Ooh.
I have no desire to gamble with my future. Ul'dah's greatest asset is, and has ever been, her material wealth. We risk this at our peril.
Right.
One need only look to Teleji Adeleji's example for evidence of the danger in allowing sentiment to dictate policy.
What did he do?
How far the vaunted Mirage hath fallen, both in repute and profitability, since he began employing refugees.
Wow.
How I choose to conduct my affairs is not your concern, my lord.
Oops, so point.
A proposal has been tabled. Given its urgency, I move we forego further debate and call a vote.
Well, Rebound's had enough.
To accept the Doman refugees or not. Those in favor, I bid you remain. Those opposed, I bid you leave.
Right. Well, that's one way to vote. No anonymity there. Loloritu's out. Anyone who wants his favour will follow, I guess. Now, isn't she like some mage? I know. Well, I guess you're being outvoted.
Would that it were within my power to welcome you and your people, Lady Yugiri. As you have observed, however, my authority in such matters is regrettably limited.
I'm so sorry, Nanamo.
Without the consent of the Syndicate, I cannot act.
I understand, Your Grace, and I appreciate all that you have done on our behalf.
The nerve of the man! If that bastard had not forsaken the eastern trade route, little Alamigo would now be thriving.
Oh, makes you wonder what stake he had in little Alamigo that made Lolorito abandon the eastern trade route.
Oh, that you should have traveled so far under such dire circumstances, only to be refused in this manner is utterly unconscionable. Pray, accept my sincerest apologies.
Wow. He does not sound at all sorry.
Now that the Empire no longer poses an immediate threat, they see little reason to maintain the pretense of unity. The Monitorists have grown especially defiant of late. Lord Lolorito most of all. But this is neither the time nor place for that discussion.
Right, wow. Okay, no home for these guys. Alright, the Mother of Exiles. Select a reward. I'm going to go for the bronze pieces this time. I'm not quite up to dying stuff yet, so let's not stack too much of that too high. We'll get it when we need it. Raban. Promises to keep. Raban would like to discuss how to handle the Doman refugees. As you observe, Lolorito is not afraid to speak his mind, nor is he like to change it. Oft have I wondered how a man so skilled at weighing the worth of things should be so incapable of seeing value in people. Bah! I'll waste no more words on him, not when the Domans are yet in need of aid. Everyone, follow me to the Hall of Flames. Well, I mean, we could follow him to the Hall of Flames, or we could just meet him there. Why? Because it's all the running is driving me crazy. Alright. Wanderer, if you ever see Wanderer appended to someone's name, it means they're from another world inside the same data center. If you ever see Voyager appended to someone's name, it means they are from another data center entirely, and they've just come to visit. I often like to see them actually, because they bring the world and make it alive. Raban! The Syndicate has spoken, and I see no point in moving that the matter be reconsidered. The Monitorists have made their position clear. Agreed. Uldar is not an option. Nor Limsa or Gridania, I judge, given the state of their internal affairs. Which leaves our Doman friends confined to a ship. Gods, the thought of them huddled in an airless hold with no hope of better treatment. Would that I had more time to find an alternative. A place not bound by the concerns of the great nations. Minfilia, that is precisely what I wish to discuss. I understand the Syndicate's decision, I do. We all wish to preserve that which is ours, especially when we believe it will be under siege. But I cannot meekly accept this judgment, not while my people suffer. Would it be out of the question for the Sultanate to accept us for a limited time, a week maybe, or even just a few days? Excellent. I shall keep you informed. Lady Ugiri, I have a proposal, if you would hear it. Out with it, Master Alphino. The headquarters of my order, the Scions of the Seven Dawn, stands in a place called Revenant's Toll, an outpost in Morderna. Like most outposts, it is frequented by mercenaries and other men of action, and lacks the comforts of more well-established settlements. However, the leaders of Revenant's Toll have been doing their utmost to change that. To that end, they have need of able-bodied individuals willing to work as frontier hands. Hard labour, lest you doubt, with naught save food and shelter by way of reward. Terms not unlike those which you yourself proposed, Lady Ugiri. Though I will not hear of a word said against our beloved Uldar, Revenant's Toll would offer certain advantages, the absence of unhelpful bureaucracy being the most obvious. If they can accommodate us all, we shall gladly accept. Master Alphino, once again I find myself in your debt. Pray do not thank me, my lady. The life of your people go to is one of hard labour and few comforts, as I told you. And before that, there remains the manner of how they may be safely borne to Revenant's Toll, which will be no small feat, considering the distance and their present condition. Mayhap the Uldan Adventurers Guild can be of assistance. Look for me there anon, Mr. Walker. Lady Yugiri, if you and your people would accompany me, we may discuss what aid the Immortal Flames can provide. I know, I'm a little worried about Teleji though. What's he doing? Like, why is he still here? Why is he still here, the little rodent? Alright, it's not that long a jog to the Adventurers Guild. It would probably be quicker if I used the Aetheryte, but really there's a set of stairs up here. We can just zippity-doo-dah this way. I know, the name is bothering me. No, okay, I won't keep going with that one. We will, Hildebrand. Hildebrand's Adventures. That is the very first set of them, and it's an entertaining run. I do forget the rewards that were offered, but anyway. Alphino. We're concerned that the Derman refugees may find the journey to Revenant's Toll too much to bear. Too long have they been sequestered aboard their ship with insufficient supplies and scarce room enough to breathe, let alone stretch their limbs. With that in mind, Mistress Momodi has kindly offered to accommodate the Domans until such time as they're ready to set out for Mordona. Those healthy enough to travel will embark as soon as transportation has been secured, and those too weak to leave at once will be permitted to stay while they regain their strength. She is such a sweetie. Tough as nails, though. What news? Transportation remains our greatest obstacle, General. Is there aught the Immortal Flames can do? I fear that exceeds our mandate. Were it a smaller number, mayhap it would go unnoticed. But the Syndicate will not bear the cost of escorting more than 200 Domans to Mordona. When government fails to act, the responsibility falls to us private citizens. I will engage the services of the 77 caravans on the Derman's behalf. Very well. We shall begin contract negotiations at once. Your generosity is most welcome, my lord. After all that has befallen these good people, it is the least I can do. Come what may, you may ever have a friend in Ul'dah, Lady Yugiri. And you in Revenant's Toll, my lord. I know, he has me worried. Well, it sounds like we all have work to do. Lady Yugiri, let's put our heads together and settle the details of our arrangement, shall we? Oh, nicely done. I would entrust the task of escorting our Doman friends to you, after you have rested your own road-weary legs, of course. What say you? I say, let's grab that ring of fending and go, okay, we do need to get our gladiator up and running, don't we? Or warrior, one of those. Although, let's have a look and see if the ring of fending is something a gunbreaker can wear. It might be. Let's check it out. Yeah, there we go. Let's equip that then. So, one of the things I find the hardest to do in this game is to update the jewelry until we get to a point where we can spend... Oh, we'll get there in a minute. These things, tomestones of poetics. And while we can do that, they still only offer a limited number of things. The other thing I wanted to check was our profile. Alright, so we're a Maelstrom Grand Company member. And we're Storm Sergeant 3rd class, so we do need to kind of look to improving our rank. But guys, I think that is where I'm going to leave it. I have puppies to feed and sick people to check on. So until next time, I hope you've enjoyed the stream. If you have, let me know, and if you'd like to see more of something else in particular, whether it's more MSQ or more running of dungeons and duties, or more crafting, or more side quests and unlocks, please let me know in the chat or in the comments, as the case may be. But until next time, I am going to bid you adieu. Thank you so much for hanging with me this morning. It was a pleasure to see you round. But until next time, I'm going to bid you adieu. Take care out there and have a really, really good week.